Great stuff. Thank you very much, Gabriel Pereira from the Family Dentist. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Fergus Ferguson. I'm from Action Coach Fergus Moore, and we assist small businesses to grow and find growing strategies during this COVID time. And we have Gabriel as our guest speaker this morning, and we really appreciate that you made the time available, Gabriel. Welcome to us this morning.
Yes, Fergus. No, thank you very much for inviting me and for us doing this. I really appreciate it and love the opportunity.
Gabriel, tell us more about your business. How did it come about you become a dentist, and what do you guys do?
All right. So Fergus, I'm the owner as well as one of the dentists that work at the Family Dentist. We've got two branches. The one is in Fairy Glen and the other one is in De Villiers. So we like to approach dentistry a little bit differently in that, as the name says, we're the family dentist. So with us is that you're not just a number, you become part of our family when you join the Family Dentist. And the big thing that we've always done, and this is our mission statement, is saying it's called taking the time to care. And that's something we take really seriously at the practice. So it's not about rushing you. It's about coming in, let's hear what the problem is, and let's sort you out, but just taking the time to do it.
Well done, man. And how long have you been in business now?
I've been a dentist for now 16 years. The Family Dentist itself has been around for 9 years. We actually celebrated our birthday 1st of June. And it's been fun. As you know, and most people listening to this, is business can be challenging. So there's been lots of ups and downs in those 9 years, and particularly now with COVID, it's quite a challenge, but it's been good and I've enjoyed it.
Gabriel, what do you guys do differently than other dentists?
Again, Fergus, it's all about taking that time. That's something that, from my background, when I first started as a dentist, I worked at the biggest privately owned medical aid practice in South Africa. We were then, I think it was 9 dentists and an oral hygienist. And it was a numbers game. So patients used to come in and half an hour, do as much as you can and just see them. And look, financially it worked really well because obviously the more patients you see, the more money you make. But for me, it wasn't about that. You get to a point where you want more than just that. And I really, really enjoy the human that's sitting behind those teeth. And I found in half an hour is not enough time to really get to know that person. So taking that time again to actually know who you're actually speaking to makes the world a difference. And patients really appreciate it. So I think for us, it's more that personal touch and being that bespoke dentist. That's what differentiates us from other guys.
Yeah, I can really vouch for that. You know, I visited your practice there and it was such a refreshing approach. And I would really suggest that everybody listening to this recording really make a point to go and visit the Family Dentist. How many outlets do you have and where are they based?
So there's 2 outlets. There's one in Fairy Glen, which is in Cliffendale Drive. And then the other one is in De Villiers, which is in Rousseau Drive. So it's really, really easy to get to. And if you go to our website, you'll be able to see the exact address and stuff. So yeah, quite convenient.
Fantastic. Gabriel. Now, going into COVID, how did COVID impact on your business? What impact did it have?
Sure, Fergus. What impact did it not have? COVID has been crazy, not only for me, I think just for everyone. For me, the biggest impact is the fact that there was actually there is kind of a third Family Dentist outlet, which is there. It's just not running. So that has been my biggest impact in the sense of I purchased the practice as of the end of March, and I was supposed to start practicing as of the 1st of May. And COVID hit us at the end of March, and it really, really threw a spanner in the works. So that was really, really a big impact for us. And then also the way we've had to restructure our business. It's not business as usual. We've had to change the way that we operate at the practice.
Tell me more about those changes, Gabriel. What changes did you make and how did it work for you?
Well, the first thing that we did, which I found we were actually quite fortunate we could do it, was that we divided ourselves into 3 teams. So because there's quite a few of us that work at the practice, it allowed us to do it. So yeah, we've got 3 teams that never meet, and we've rostered ourselves to different times. So we have a morning session, which will be from 7 o'clock till 1 o'clock. That'll be rostered for one team. And then the second team will then start from 2 o'clock till 8 o'clock in the evening. This will be for our Fairy Glen practice. And then for our Wilges practice, then we'll have one team that generally works the whole day. And the reason for that is that at Wilges, we've got 1 surgery, and at Fairy Glen, we've got 2 surgeries. So we can do that sort of stuff. It did become a bit of a challenge because obviously each team needs its own receptionist and its own assistant. Granted, every dentist will have their own assistant, but yeah, we had to really make a plan to get this rolling. And it's actually been working, and it's been working quite well, I must say.
Fantastic, fantastic. You know, they say smart people learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from the mistakes of other people. You can pinpoint one of those mistakes that you can actually say that was something that you should have taken care of and that you learned from. What will that be, Gabriel?
Wow, interesting question. I like to think I don't make mistakes, Fergus, but then I won't be a business owner. You obviously, you make a lot of mistakes, and you got to learn from them. For me, a big part of the family dentist is the team. So I can't have the practice that I've got without having an A-class team. And communication with a team is of utmost importance, even more so now with COVID. Now, because we obviously split up into our different teams, as it were, to kind of get that unity, I found a huge challenge. And even though we've got things like Zoom and you've got WhatsApp calls and voice notes and all that sort of stuff, to get effective communication to your team members, I really, really struggled with it. And there was a stage where I wouldn't say the wheels were falling off, but there wasn't that usual flow and slickness that we had at the family dentist. And I can personally put it down to myself in the sense that I wasn't effectively communicating with my team. That has since changed because, when things start going wrong and not the way you want it to go, you need to make a plan, and you have to change your actions, as it were. So for me, answering your question, the biggest mistake was not effective communication with the team members, because for them, as much as you may have an idea and you think you're going one way, if it's not communicated effectively, Fergus, can lead to disaster.
Oh, so important. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Gabriel, just an interesting question from a side here. Have you ever come across business coaching, and did it work for you?
Yes, I did. So 2 years ago, it was 2 years ago, I myself had a business coach that I worked with for about a year and a half. And honestly, the best thing that I ever could have done. For me back then, it was the reason why I looked for a business coach was that I got to a point in the business where I was stuck. I wasn't really going anywhere, and I knew there was more. So financially, it was obviously important that the business grows. But for me, it was more about how do I step out of the business a bit and work on the business as opposed to in the business. Sounds extremely cliched, and all business coaches will say this sort of thing, but it's so true. The longer you're in the business, you realize you need to find those ways to step out. Not completely, because again, you don't want the business to fail, but you need to have a strategy of how do you slow down in a way and do the things that you want to do. And pursue the interests that you have that may not be business orientated. For that, you need time. And that was a big thing. It was, how do I create time for myself? And that's why I seeked it. And best thing that I've ever done. And I can vouch for it, no problem.
You know, Gabriel, in your industry, you are such a game changer. You know, you are setting the standard and setting the bar so high. And I can really say, you know, if you ever want to do, anybody listening, if you ever want to go to a dentist, which is different, really go to the family dentist. Gabriel, where can they get hold of you? Give me your contact details, what's your email address and telephone numbers. Where can people get hold of you?
Fergus, the easiest way is literally going to the internet. So it's www.thefamilydentist.co.za. There you'll see our telephone numbers, both for the Ferry Glen as well as for the Wilgers practice, as well as the email address. Even if you speak to one of the receptionists at one of the practices and you want to see another practice, we're all online, so we'll be able to schedule you at any practice which suits you best, as well as at any time that suits you best. On that note, regards time, I mentioned it earlier, we are open till 8 o'clock at night, Monday through to Friday, as well as on Saturdays till 1 o'clock. So there's no excuses not to see a dentist, Fergus. So yes, everyone's working during the day, but yeah, we're working in the evening, and yeah, we do it for our patients. Because yeah, we know things are a bit crazy during the day, so come at night, we'll sort you out.
That's exactly what made me come to you some time ago, and I really couldn't do it in the daytime. I was just having a hectic schedule, and I could make an appointment, I think, for 7:30 at the evening, and I walk in the reception area. There's a little sign that says "Welcome, Fergus." I thought, what? This is awesome. And the way that you treat the whole thing, the whole experience. If you ever thought of a dentist experience that was a pleasant one, that was the one. Normally, I really, think myself, I can't just get myself to a dentist because it's not going to be a nice experience. This was so different. And I think that makes the whole thing such a game changer for me and for you in terms of what you guys do. Lastly, Gabriel, what is words of encouragement? What inspired you today? Give me some words of encouragement for other business owners.
Yeah, so there's that saying that we're all in the same boat, but we're not all in the same boat. We need to clarify that. We're all in the same storm. We're in different boats, okay? So what I'm going through, what you're going through, Fergus, what our listeners and people watching this Zoom meeting, what they're going through, it's all different. And one needs to kind of tailor your approach to getting through this. So just going blindly and like, she's hope for the best, let me make it, that's not the way you need to do it, okay? You need to create a plan. If the plan doesn't work, it's fine. Then get another plan. But don't just try and navigate this just off the cuff. Things are changing. I mean, I also work at the university, which I didn't mention to you. I supervise the 4th and the 5th year students there at the university. And I mean, even with us at the university, things are changing on a daily basis. Yes, we try to have things in place so we can navigate effectively, and it does help in certain places, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So the long and the short of it is plan as much as you can. Things will change, but just stick to that plan if you can. And things will get better, guys. COVID is not going to be with us forever. Yes, maybe it's going to be with us for another year and a half, maybe 2 years. Who knows? I mean, scientists don't even know. But just know it will be finished. And when it's finished, you need to be ready and you need to go for it. Well
done. Well done. Gabriel, thank you very much. Gabriel Pereira from the Family Dentists. We had such an honor to have you on the show today, Gabriel, and all the best with your business. And hopefully we will see that thing expand exponentially in the next year or two, even in the COVID times. I can really recommend you guys to anybody watching the show. From our side, Fergus Ferguson from Action Coach Fergus Moore, thank you for taking the time to watch us and learn from the mistakes and experiences of other business owners. Until next time, thank you so much.